All right. Nick Nation, Nick fans. It is your boy David from Top Bunk Sports, and I'm here with episode 12 of Knicks on Top. And as you see it there on the graphic, the Knicks handle business in the Queen City of Charlotte, North Carolina, to take the 129 to 101 win over the Hornets. Now, this one obviously was a gimme, right? The Charlotte Hornets go now 4-14 on the year, while the Knicks improved to 11-6 on the year. You know, you had LaMelo Ball, you had Brandon Miller, and then you had the rest of the young kids that Charlotte's trying to build on, right? Um, but in terms of what got the Knicks started, obviously they found themselves down on an 8-2 hole. Then here comes Josh Hart. Josh Hart ends up finishing the first quarter with 11 points. And him and Jalen Brunson were just kind of feeding off of each other. You could kind of see that a little bit. But you know, it was very refreshing. And I know a lot of people have their opinions on Josh Hart and what he really means to the team. It really felt good to kind of see Josh Hart bring something to the table when it comes to the starters, right? Because we've seen that his entire career since being here with the New York Knicks, you know, since getting traded to the Knicks in 2023. And, you know, I've always said instead of having Josh Hart as a starter, have him come off the bench, right? Have him come off the bench, show the energy to the bench, play the most minutes on the bench, right? But have him come through from the bench and have him be that veteran presence where he can still get his numbers up, right? His scoring up, right? He could probably give you 15 to 20 a night, right? His assist numbers are still gonna go up. His rebound numbers are gonna go up depending on, if you put Yabusele there or if you keep Mitch there with the bench, you know what I'm saying? Like his numbers are still going to be there, but it'd be better because of how the bench was so thin. And I was always saying this before, Jordan Clarkson came, and Tyler Kolek was here. At the end of the day, like I said, you can utilize him in many different spots. And I think for somebody that can rebound the ball at an efficient rate, drive to the basket at an efficient rate, and be able to facilitate at an efficient rate, I think not only does that help for the starters, but that most importantly helps for the bench, where you're basically your other two facilitators are Tyler Kolek and Deuce McBride. But with Deuce McBride, it's kind of like he's coming into that six-man role. You know what I'm saying? So normally I would have thought Josh would have been that, but I think that kind of fits Deuce McBride because Deuce has already had so much time. I would say like 50-50 with the starters, right? Where he'd be times where like Brunson would be hurt or wouldn't be playing, Deuce McBride is coming in to start. There's many different avenues that Deuce McBride can go in terms of spots for this team. So I just like the fact that with Josh Hart, you could look at it that way where it's like, yo, he doesn't have to be a starter. This energy that he was giving to us as a starter can go into the bench, and you kind of like that. So, appreciate Josh Hart for the effort that he showed today. Like I said before, Josh Hart coming in at an efficient rate, starting off the vibes, 22 points, seven rebounds, eight assists. I think it was the other way around, but I could be wrong. Uh, or seven assists, eight rebounds. I'm actually gonna, excuse me, go back to the drawing board just to kind of get that real quick. Okay. So yes, eight rebounds, 7 to 6, excuse me. But since I'm here, right, I'm gonna show you guys a screen just to show you guys my post game graphic. So here we go. Uh, I'm gonna share the screen real quick. All right, here we go. So there you have it. Your player of the games are Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson. So real quick, let me go back. Let me go back. Okay, here you go. Jalen Brunson, 33 points, 2 rebounds, 0 steals, 3 assists, 14 to 28 from the field, 2 of 6 from three. Jalen Brunson ended up finding his groove from the second quarter on. And again, this is another guy that just owns the Hornets no matter what. And every time he comes to the Queen City, or every time the Hornets come to MSG, he's always violating. But let's look at some, post game notes. Knicks stomped the Hornets tonight to collect their 11th win on the year. Now 2-1 in the NBA Cup tournament. Knicks were dangerous on both sides of the ball tonight and had the ball moving all game. Two-man Nova connection go bonkers. They are your player of the game. So you got a little, like I said, Villanova action between Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart. Obviously, McHale, for honorable mention, had himself a game on both ends. You got to give him props on that, right? But I think the two main guys tonight was Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart. So let's go ahead and tune into some some team stats. As you see right here, you had the Knicks shooting 57% from the field, while Charlotte shot 41. 52% from three, while Charlotte shot 30% from three. 15 turnovers to 17 turnovers. So again, when it comes to me for the turnovers, especially with a team like that, you shouldn't be happy. That's like the one criticism that I'll give them. When it comes to a low balanced team like that, you shouldn't be having that much turnovers. I'm sorry. You got to take care of the basketball at all times, and I preach this over and over and over again. This team is capable with the guards that we have and the mindset that Mike Brown is trying to push within fast pace but responsible basketball. You should not have turnovers like that, especially against a team like this. Like this, like you know what I'm saying. Your turnover ratio should be clean right now based on today. Um, Rebounds 41%, 41 rebounds compared to the Hornets 35, which would and I'm gonna give you some more extended stats as we go. But like I said, you shouldn't have that much turnovers against a young team like that. Just 17 turnovers. I'm surprised it wasn't more. By the way, the Hornets were kind of playing. They kind of really weren't showing energy at times. You saw in that fourth quarter when McHale came in, stole the ball, got a layup out of from that steal, and it kind of was just motioning to the Charlotte Hornets bench, right? And the head coach, he didn't like that. He didn't like that. I will actually show you. I'll show you guys the video right here, just so you guys could see. Here we go.
Shrewd, clever, slick.
He
Bridges.
with it, and look right there. Look at the head coach for the Hornets. He's kind of talking back. He didn't really like that, and I kind of put out a tweet when I saw that before the video came down, and I said Charles Lee, who's the head coach, mad at McHale when he should be mad at his team for playing like airhead and showing no energy. So at the end of the day, McHale wanted to. I know people are gonna be like, "Well, McHale should just be humble about it and not talk trash." No, you're absolutely right. I'm not disagreeing with that. There was no, it's the Hornets. There's no need to go and showboat. Like, if it was a different team, if it was like the Cavs, Celtics, or whatever, then that's different. Then it's like, okay, now I'm gonna talk my shit because we got y'all. But it's the Hornets. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody really showing them any respect. Shout out to Kemba Walker, who's an assistant coach there. But you're not showing any. You're not really feeling any way over over the Charlotte Hornets. So yeah, it is what it is. But like I said, to some more extended stats, I got it right here. Just so you guys could kind of see the difference in today's game within the defense and offense, but mostly defense. I kind of preached that their defense was the best part for them in this game. Like I said, if I go down to some of the stats, defensively, Knicks had more assists than the Charlotte Hornets, 26 to 15. So, I said in the post game, I said that the ball was moving. Uh, yes, that the ball was moving all game, and it was. Jalen Brunson had his moments where he was trying to shake his defender and he got a shot, but there were times where Jalen Brunson would bring up the ball, try to go midcourt, and then pass out to a wide open Hart in the corner or a wide open McHale in the corner. So, unselfish basketball, but being able to understand the bigger picture, right? Get my teammates involved. I'm the floor general. I'm the captain. I'm the one bringing up the rock. I got to set my guys in the right position so they could be able to score if I can't get this basket. And I got to get them involved. I got to get them comfortable. because then I'm not trying to be a ball hog. See, this is what Carmelo Anthony was getting called for. In 2013, even though they were mostly older, he still had the help. Mind you, in 2013 of the regular season, the Knicks won the series season against the Miami Heat, who were the champions that year. Um, I say that to say that at the end of the day, Brunson is not like Melo in a way, right? Obviously, Melo's a way better player, right? But Brunson, yeah, he's gonna find his moments. He's gonna be able to go 1-on-1 against his defender and get his 20 plus when he needs to. But you're kind of seeing a different Brunson than you're seeing than you saw last year, right? You're seeing a different Brunson right now than you saw last year, where Brunson was just trying to get his points and trying to help the team in that perspective. Mike Brown is saying the system has changed. We're playing fastball, right? And we're getting after it on defense. And if we're not getting it through on defense, then we're gonna have a problem. And again, I think little by little things kind of start to change when you address the situation with your 3-point defense, right? You're giving up a lot of threes. Your turnover numbers got to be a little bit lower. And stuff like that, the little stuff like that, because when you start addressing, how he's feeling and you know I would say based on you start addressing the other things, it's becomes less about it becomes less about becomes less about the bigger picture is what I'm saying. If that makes sense, it becomes less about the bigger picture of what the team is trying to accomplish, what they're trying to do on the court, the style of play that they're trying to play in. And like I said, it's a different system. These guys are still trying to get used to this system on a day-to-day basis. Now, we're obviously going to get to a point where by December, January, we can't use that excuse no more, right? So you know, little by little, think they're gonna get used to it, and this team is gonna be playing much better than what we're seeing right now. Uh, Keep going back to the stats. Like I said, they had 20 points off of fast breaks, and Charlotte only had 5. Again, being able to pressure the defense and being able for them to miss shots for you to go ahead and push the pace. And that is saying something about what they're trying to create, right? 12 steals for the Knicks compared to the Charlotte Hornets steals, which is only 5. Again, pressuring the ball on defense, being able to read the defense, being able to not let them set in at all times. Even though the Knicks gave up 101 points, at the end of the day, they were able to pressure the defense at times where key baskets were not made for Charlotte, and the Knicks were able to turn that into key baskets for them after every miss. 4 blocks compared to Charlotte's 3. Uh, 8 offense. Well, Charlotte beat us in the offensive rebound by 1. We have 8. They had 9. Defensive rebounds, though, 33 to 26. And again, crashing the boards, using your 2 big men, using one of your best rebounders in Josh Hart, who's constantly running up and down, no matter what he's playing, offense or defense. And then points off of turnovers, 21 points off of turnovers. Again, the Charlotte Hornets were just a turnover havoc, and I know we didn't help ourselves because we had certain turnovers um, that could have been limited, that boneheaded mistakes. But you like to see the fact that your offense and what you preach on that court, right? Whether it's a play, whether it's a message to try to get guys going. At the end of the day, you know you're proving that you're a legit threat, especially on the defensive side where the Knicks are questioned so much. So yeah, that's about it in terms of extended stats. Uh, but yeah, man, listen, taking care of business. At the end of the day, the schedule only gets harder. Your player of the games, like I said, Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart. Let's look at some more box score. Mikal Bridges, I think is honorable mention. 18 points, 8 of 11 from the field. He's only 0-1 from three. Um, Perfect at the line. 5 offensive rebounds, 3 assists, only 2 turnovers. So you got to clean that up, but it's only 2, and you're not gonna kill anybody. Uh, where Jalen Brunson had 3 turnovers, you see? So 3 blocks, 2 steals, 1 offensive rebound, and 4 defensive rebounds, and he was a plus 23 tonight. Gotta give him his credit. Deuce McBride, 19 points, 6 of 8 from the field, 5 of 5 from free throw, 2 of 2 from three, excuse me, 2 of 2 from the free throw, three rebounds, 3 assists, 2 turnovers, only limited to 2 turnovers, 2 steals, and he was a plus 27. And then you look at the bench, right? Mitchell Robinson playing 17 minutes. You had Jordan Clarkson playing 14 minutes. You had Mohamed Diarra playing 2 minutes, right? Scoring 3 points. Had a three at the top of the key and late in the fourth quarter. Pacome Daddier only 2 minutes. I think Mike Brown needs to figure that situation out with Pacome Daddier because the Pacome Daddier could fucking play. We were wondering with Tibbs, like, yo, when are you gonna give these guys more options? Um, you know, at the end of the day, with Tibbs, he just didn't want to play a lot of his young guys. He was stuck to his vet. Mike Brown is expanding that offense. Mike Brown is being able to say, yo, you guys need to get these reps. Let's go get these reps. I'm gonna push you in the game. Go do what you gotta do. Show me that you want it. Show me that you care. And I like that. I really do. So, you know, that will be it for your box score. What I do want to do is right before I wrap up here. Let me see. Uh, let me see. Let's see. Kind of hear a little bit of a post game yakety yak. Nope. So no post game yakety yak. Let me see. Maybe if I type in Mike Brown, doing this live, people. So bear with me. Let me see. Bum. Let's see if anybody. If anybody. No. Okay. So nothing today. Obviously, maybe they go ahead and they post that later, but nothing yet. New York Knicks grabbed themselves a 129 to 101 victory over the Charlotte Hornets. Your players of the game are Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns. The Knicks right now are 11-6 with this win, and they are 2-1 in the NBA Cup tournament. So let's see how that goes. Um, but yeah, man, listen, there's really nothing much I could say, man. You hope that they go into Friday against one of the top teams in the East still, the Milwaukee Bucks. I know Giannis is hurt. Well, was hurt. They were saying that it's still questionable to see if he does get into the lineup or not. I wouldn't be shocked if he does. It's always happens to the Knicks. Knicks on the play the team where his best player is out, and then all of a sudden, oh, he's fine now. You know what I'm saying? So, I just we'll see how that happens. I think it just gives us an advantage a little bit because we couldn't stop Giannis last time when he was when we played him. So maybe that kind of helps in a way. But yeah, really nothing much. I really do appreciate y'all, man. New York Knicks, like I said, grab one on the road and now head back home Friday, November 28th to take on the Milwaukee Bucks. That should be a good one. I believe that one's on ESPN. I don't no MSG. So that one's on ESPN. But the Knicks will be back on MSG on Sunday where they take on another good team in the East right now, the Toronto Raptors. But with that being said, this is episode 13 of Knicks on Top. I am your guy, David from Top Bunk Sports. Make sure you guys like, share, follow, and subscribe to the Top Bunk Sports YouTube channel. Follow me at Top Bunk Sports on X, Instagram, and TikTok. And until the next video, I will catch you guys. Make sure everybody has a wonderful and blissful Thanksgiving. I hope everybody enjoys it with their loved ones. Keep the ones that you have lost down throughout the years in your prayers. Make sure you think about them in this beautiful day. Just be thankful for the life that you have, for the family that you have, for the friends and everybody else that supports you and that make you who you are today. Make sure that you enjoy that and think about that. And again, this is a one time where you can forget about all the bullshit that's going on in the world, all the negatives, whether it's out there in the world or it's going on tomorrow is that one day where you could just forget about it, enjoy it with the family, and be thankful for what you got and what you do have in your life, and enjoy some great food. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're Latino, because I'm Dominican, so I know I got my grandmother making a big feast, so I can't wait. But be thankful for what you have. Be thankful for the friends and family that you got. I'm thankful for mine. thankful for the Knicks. I'm thankful for the rest of my sports teams. But just go out there and enjoy your Thanksgiving, and we'll be back on Friday. So with that being said, it's your boy David, and I will catch you guys on the next episode.